This is Rick Caselch, injury specialist from exercisesforinjuries.com. In today's video, I'm going to go through how to cure basketball elbow pain. And the first thing that you should do is ice. So when it comes to icing, specifically after activity, so that could be after work, after you've worked your arm or elbow area, or even specifically after basketball. What I recommend for the icing is to grab a bag of ice or some frozen vegetables, wrap it in a towel and place it on the area of your elbow that ends up hurting and hold it there for 5 minutes. And then after that 5 minutes, see how it ends up feeling. Is it numb? Has the pain subsided? If that's the case, you can end up icing longer, up to about 10 minutes. Now, looking to the exercises that you should end up doing. So after the icing, what you should end up doing is massaging the forearm. And Donnelly will demonstrate. So what you're going to end up doing is just bending through the elbow, and then you're going to look for the meaty part of the elbow, and you're going to self-massage through it. So you can end up doing it with your hand, like your fingers, as Donnelly's doing it, or you can end up utilizing like a ball, a tennis ball, golf ball, lacrosse ball. And you're kind of working in that tension area of the muscle in the forearm. Now it could be in this area, but it also can end up being in this other bulky area in the muscle. Good. And then what I recommend for sets, reps, and time, sets, you're just gonna do 1. Repetitions, try to find like 5 sensitive areas to go through in your forearm. It can be on the outside or the inside of your forearm that you end up focusing in on. When it comes to intensity, you're looking at feeling like you're having a massage or targeting tight muscles. When it comes to time, just smooth, controlled movement is what you're focusing in on. Now, the next group that you're going to end up going to is the kind of the stretching side of things. So the first one ends up being a straight arm, forearm stretch with the palm towards you. So you're going to pull the palm towards you, then you're going to go a little bit further with the hand, and we're looking at a stretch up through here. Now, when it comes to the sets, reps, and time for this one, and kind of all 4 of them, what you're looking at doing is 1 set. When it comes to repetitions, 2, alternating back and forth. The time you're looking at doing is 20 seconds, and the intensity ends up being a light stretch. So you're going to move from the palm towards you to the palm away from you. Good. Same thing. So for some people, that might just be enough going in this position, but if you're not feeling much, you can go a little further with the opposite hand. Now the stretch ends up changing and moving to the opposite part of the forearm. Same thing applies. 1 set, 2 repetitions, and what I recommend is you alternate back and forth with the stretches. Intensity ends up being light. The time ends up being a 20-second hold. Now that was with a straight arm. Now the next thing you do is the exact same movements, but with the elbow bent. So elbows bent, you're gonna bring the palm towards you, good. If you're not feeling much of a stretch, you can bring the opposite hand and pull it a little bit more towards you, and then you're looking at getting a stretch up here. And with the elbow bent, we end up targeting different muscles in that forearm elbow area. So that's why we go with straight arm, and we also go with a bent elbow. And then the next one would be the opposite direction. So same thing, elbow stays bent. Now we're targeting this area when it comes to the forearm elbow area. And with all 4 of those, 1 set, 2 repetitions, and I would just alternate back and forth with the different ones. Time is 20 seconds, intensity ends up being light. Now the next one to do with basketball elbow pain is hand on the wall. So what I'll get Donnelly to do is to bring the hand up against the wall, flat on the wall, and kind of the wrist is in line with the shoulder, and you're just going to hold it right there. And I'll get Donnelly to kind of face this way. There you go. So I can pretend to be the wall. She's up against the wall. Wrist is in line with that shoulder, and she's looking for a stretch. It could be in the forearm, bicep area, shoulder, and it can kind of carry on into the upper body. Now, if she's not feeling much, she can end up rotating that arm back and then holding it up against the wall. That'll increase the stretch in the forearm, bicep, shoulder, and carry on into the upper body. Perfect. Now with that one, sets, reps, time, and intensity. Sets 1, repetitions 2. So what you can end up doing is alternating sides, or if it's just one specific side of your body that ends up having the elbow pain, you can just take a break for a couple seconds, then move into the stretch again. When it comes to time, 20 seconds, and intensity ends up being light. Now, the last thing you want to do when it comes to curing basketball elbow pain is removing unnecessary stress. So look at what you're doing throughout the day and see what is causing unnecessary stress. So when you're playing basketball, you want to feel great and not have any elbow pain, but look to see what you're doing throughout the day that's putting unnecessary stress on the elbow. Are you, when it comes to like working out, are you working too hard to kind of grab the weights, doing excessive power gripping? Are you doing too much arm movement, arm work that doesn't necessarily need to happen? So take a look at that, because you look at your job. So let's see if your work ends up having lots of elbow work or arm work. That's going to end up affecting how much stress ends up being put on your elbow. Or do you get into awkward and weird positions when it comes to like your workouts or your recreational activities? See where you can kind of cut out those unnecessary arm or elbow movements to give your elbow a chance to recover. So there you go, give those a go when it comes to how to cure basketball elbow pain. Now, if you want some of my other best tips and tricks when it comes to overcoming elbow pain, then I recommend you click right here. I have a brand new free report called 5 Tricks That Fight Elbow Pain and Tightness. Click right here, let me know where to send that brand new free report, and I'll send you that brand new free report right away. Now, if you're watching this on a mobile device, tablet, or smartphone, head down below in the description and click the first link, which will end up being exercisesforinjuries.com/elbows. Let me know where to send the report, and I'll send you the report right away. Now, if you got benefit from this video, make sure to like this video. If you have any questions or comments for me, leave it down below in the comments section. And then lastly, hit subscribe in order to get future pain relieving videos.